C is following this approach. Due to that reason, you can say C language is a procedural-oriented programming language. Into the industry, first this approach came due to the some limitations, and second approach came. That second approach is nothing but object-oriented approach. In this approach, your program is a collection of classes. Your program is a collection of classes. Class is a collection of methods. Whenever you are writing a program in this approach, in this object-oriented approach, you have to represent your methods in the class. To define a class, we'll use a keyword called class. C1 is a class name. There you have to represent your methods. Let us assume same M1, same M2. If you want to define, no doubt, you should define within the some class. Here I am writing all these two methods within a class called C1. Here you can observe one important point. This is your program block. C1 is the name of the class. Class is a keyword. Class is a collection of methods. The methods, whatever you want to define, you should be defined within the some class. So here M1 and M2 are the methods which are member methods of C1 class. Finally, you can say C1 is a collection of two methods. And here you are defining another class called C2. But in this programming approach also, you will have a special method called main. Let us assume here main is part of C2. Main is part of C2 class, and in this approach also program execution starts by, because here also main is a special function. Here also main is a special function because program execution starts by main and controlling by main, and program execution stop by main. Finally, guys, in this approach, when you written program, your program is a collection of classes. Right now we have how many classes in this program? How many classes?
Two classes.
Two classes. First class is C1. C1 class contain how many methods? Two methods.
Two methods.
M1 and M2. And C2 class contain a method called main. The role of main is your program execution starts by a main method, controlling by main method, stop by main method. Whenever you want to call a method, you have to call with the help of class name. For example, C1 dot M1 semicolon, you are calling M1. Second, C1 dot M2, you are calling M2 function. So class name dot method name in this approach. Now when you run this program, in this program, your execution engine will start the program execution from main. Second, it will call C1.M1. Your control will go to C1 class and will execute M1 and will come back. Then C1.M2. Again, it will go to C1 class, will execute M2, will come back. Once it is encountered the closing brace of the main method, then it will understand program execution is completed. So that is a story about object-oriented programming approach. A programming language which will follow this approach, the programming language is called object-oriented programming language. So where you have seen this approach in which languages according to your academics? Huh? C,
Java.
C++,
Java.
C++, Java, C++, Java, and all .NET languages called C#.NET, VB.NET, VB.NET, and so on and so on. All these languages are following this object-oriented approach. Due to that reason, all these languages are called as object-oriented programming language. Due to that reason, we have given a statement here that is C#.NET is a object-oriented programming language.